Alright, welcome to Sacred Strange Tarot. This is a typical pick a card reading. I don't think you can see the decks. There you go. Alright, so you have a choice between this. This is a planchette, but it's also a weight for your ears. Alright, and the theme is achievement, but we're focusing on fear today. So each topic is, what is the dominant fear in your energy preventing you from achieving your goal? What is the dominant fear in your energy preventing you from achieving your goal? What is the dominant fear in your energy preventing you from achieving your goal? So for deck 1, we have Garuda. For deck 2, we have Beelzebub. And for deck 3, Ukobak. These are demons from the Demon Tarot. And alright, so there'll be timestamps down below. Enjoy. Okay, now we're gonna get right into it. You picked that, then we're just gonna get started. We're gonna set these aside. All right. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, and hopefully we're not picking up. So this is yours. I'm gonna put that right there. Hopefully we're not picking up too much chatter. Hopefully. So the cards that are dominant in this reading is Ace of Cups, Garuda, and then um, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have Eight of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles, King of Hearts, King of Cups, another Ace, Ace of Swords, Three of Wands. So, talking about fear, fear is about perception in this reading. New beginnings, emotion. Sometimes situations, there's a situation, I think there's a situation that's requiring a great deal of patience. Could be love related, interpersonal relations involving another person, involving emotion involving another person. So we're looking at You feel as if you can't get somewhere. You feel as if you feel really sad. You're having to walk away from a situation. Maybe you're having to change the situation and you're really upset about the change. This situation was really, really good in the beginning, but I feel as if something wasn't working. You really, really wanted, you really, really wanted something to manifest in the physical world. You're having a really hard time getting it to manifest. Here's a 5. You can't make it go. You're feeling really defeated. You can't go somewhere. You're having to go in a direction you don't want to go. And this is because there's so much potential here that you're afraid. There's so much potential here that you're afraid. What are you afraid of? You're afraid you don't know how. You're afraid you don't know how to do this. You're afraid you cannot manifest what you want. You're basically indulging in self-doubt. You're letting everything eat you up. You're letting your fears eat you up because you you don't want you don't want this to succeed. This is the fear. This is not something conscious in your in the forefront of your mind, but this is a fear. You are so afraid of it working out. You're so afraid of it working out that you're self-sabotaging. You're sabotaging yourself. Okay? You're afraid of this manifesting in the real world. You want it to manifest, but you're afraid of it manifesting. You do not want the abundance. You're afraid of the responsibility. You're afraid of what's going to happen when you have everything that you want. So, 4 of Pentacles reversed. You feel as if you don't have your stable ground. You don't have your ducks in the row. You don't have everything where you want it to be. So you're being very controlling, pessimistic. Nothing is the way you want it. You don't have any sure footing on anything. You don't have your hands in the right place yet. And I'm talking about like hands in different pies. Usually the Four of Pentacles is about stability and having the pentacles in the right places, so grounding you and being that coming from the crown chakra, so you're getting all that energy from the divine, and and then somewhere situated in the middle of you, where it's combining your heart chakra and your sacral chakra and your um, the middle chakra. That's the third one. So it's like, because it's reversed, you feel as if you don't have all of that stability keeping this working. You feel really unstable. You feel as if this decision, you can't make a decision. You keep thinking about it, you keep dreaming, you keep hoping. And it's time. It's time to it's time to harvest something. But you can't. You can't harvest anything. You're feeling as if you're cut off from your ability to reap what you sowed. All right? All right. You don't feel as if you can put in the work that's required anymore. You're tired. You're feeling as if someone else maybe isn't putting in the work. But I feel it's mostly you. Maybe someone else isn't putting in the work, but right now this is about you. You really don't have any more energy. You have no more energy. You can't do anymore with this situation, with this original love situation with the Ace of Cups. You can't do anymore. You need to find some balance in, let's see, let's pull a card for that. You need to find some balance with your negative self. So the voice, the negative self, the one that tears you down, the one that says you can't do this, the one who's trying to caution you but ends up just being kind of like a trickster. So this is a fool, but in this deck this is the deck has two fool cards and this was the negative fool card. So in this you're being foolish. You're afraid of being foolish. You are being foolish. Your actions come from a place of fear and self-sabotage. This dude is literally flipping her off. He's flipping off Temperance, which I find very amusing. And she's trying so hard to manifest, to have balance, to use her heart and her head in order to manifest her what she wants. And I think what she wants is a nice upheaval of the heart, like a romance, or a passion, or something to manifest and be created. And she wants this really bad, but she can't have it because there's your negative self sitting there flipping her off, saying, "Fuck you," and he's farting fire. I'm not really sure why. You can't see it. There you can. Now you can see it. He's farting fire. He's got hot pants. Maybe he's really concerned and his anxiety gave him uh, irritable bowel syndrome. Or maybe he is a devil, a little demon, and he was sitting on some hot place somewhere and yeah, so I really feel as if there's a lot going on with you not wanting something. You don't want something, you think you do. Maybe you don't want to create this. Maybe he is actually helping. Maybe he's helping you. He's telling her to go away. He says, I don't want balance. I don't want to manifest this. I don't want this to happen. I don't want to create this. I'm. He's gone from being scared to being cantankerous. Why is he so cantankerous? I think maybe this is you. I think definitely in a large part this is you, but this is also another person who's being a reflection of you. So the person you're dealing with is also being this person. It's also being this little reversed fool card, this little obstinate dude. And I think this other person is, remember, this other person isn't doing the work. Oh, let me go back. There's three people in this card, and they create something. And I tend to look at this in this reading. Three people are creating. Two people are creating the third thing, which is the creation. It could be the relationship. It could be something else. Or it could be three people. But I really feel strongly is this you and this other person is trying to create something, but this other person's not doing their job. They're not pulling their weight. He's mad about that. So he's saying fuck off. And this other person doesn't want to do it anyway, or they do, but they all kind of hesitating, so they kind of want to do it. And if you were more like this angel temperance, you could use patience and calm words. You could carry this person and you could carry the relationship, but you can't do it anymore. It's impossible. You're having a really hard time. I'm gonna pull another one of these cards. I'm feeling strongly that I should. So, I think we're going to move on to what you should do in regards to this fear. So this fear is valid, I think. I think that some of it's valid. I think, yes, you are self-sabotaging. I think you are self-sabotaging, but I also think that this person is definitely doing the same thing. We get abracadabra with wings. Fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. And the achievement says win the award, accolade, or contract. Really good cards in the positive. But what you want to do is speak what you create, because that's what abracadabra is. I speak what I create. I speak what I create. And it has wings. Wings remind me of Hermes. Wings reminds me of Hermes and his winged feet, and he's all about air, and he's all about communication, and it's all about saying what you want to create, using will to create. Because here your will is missing, your spiritual divine guidance is missing, your stability, your grounding is missing, and you want all that back. You don't have any connection to your heart chakra, to your solar chakra, to your sacral chakra, and you can't create anything because you are so ungrounded. I think your fear is ungrounding you. I think he's doing a little bit, or he's defending you. I think he's doing both. You gotta understand that when you get something negative, some negative aspect of your shadow self, it's trying to protect you. It might be thwarting all your efforts, but it's trying to protect you. What should you do? What should you do? I feel like you're having a really hard time speaking. Yeah, definitely having a hard time speaking. Maybe maybe you shouldn't speak. Or he's speaking for you. You're so angry. Why are you angry? Nine of Swords. Yeah, Nine of Swords, upright, reversed, whatever. Same thing. Very caught up in worry and anxiety and despair, and, you're just letting your fears eat you alive. So he's so fucking angry because he's so fucking afraid. So the fear is underneath the anger and it's driving him. I think the other person that you're dealing with is also in this energy. So you are manifesting them in a way. You're not manifesting channeling. You're channeling them. You're channeling your negative side, your shadow side is channeling all theirs in this situation. So you're kind of carrying the weight for both, which is why you are in the energy of the miser, trying to hold on to what you have. Trying desperately to hold on what you have, trying to you're trying to you're trying to undermine your own intuition. You're literally trying to cut off your third eye and your sight. Let's see this guy. Sorry, this is a female. So this is the Queen of Pentacles. She's really closed off. You don't believe what you want is ever gonna happen. You literally don't want to see the truth of the situation, or you don't, and it could be you don't want to see that it is going to happen if you just wait and be patient, because this whole reading is about being patient. Garuda, he's about being patient and understanding. Okay? He's about carrying loads, carrying a deity. He carries Vishnu. And you don't want to be patient anymore. You don't want to work on things anymore. See the Garuda card. Garuda. Right. You don't want to be patient anymore. You don't want to work on it anymore. You don't want to see anymore. You want what you want. And right now, what you want, what your fear is, because we're working with, oh, okay, so we're working with the other side, the reverse side of what you want. Because what do you want typically? People usually want love, romance, and relationship, right? Okay? Or a creative effort to happen. I really feel this is like a relationship, even if it's not romance. I feel like this is relationship oriented, but it could be situation, it could be a circumstance. Um, but I feel like your fears want. So that's you, because you are also your fear. You're also your shadow side. You're also your negativity, and what your negative self wants is creating your reality too. Maybe it's creating your reality more. You don't want this happy relationship anymore. You don't want this happy reunion. You don't want marriage. You don't want any of it. You are so sad and despondent and depressed that you'd rather just toss it all away. You'd rather just let it all go. You're really, you don't want to create what you speak. You don't want the achievement. You don't want any of it. Why don't you want it? So this is the Nine of Wands card. It's really pretty with this card deck. And it says, she's dead at last. That is the Nine of Wands. You really thought that you had something. You're really tired of battling, of fighting. Maybe you've been arguing with this person. I really feel like you've been arguing with yourself, with the situation, trying really hard. Maybe it's an argument without words. I feel like this is an argument without words. You just keep trying, you just keep pushing forward, you just keep trying to carry the situation, this person, you keep trying to carry your higher intuition. You know this will turn out well. You know this will happen if you just persevere. You just keep telling yourself, oh, if I keep going, if I keep working on it, I'll get to this. I'll get to this. But you don't even want it anymore. You're that sad. You're that depressed over how it's been going, over it not manifesting. You're you're not manifesting because you're not manifesting. That's basically what's going on. You're not manifesting because you're not manifesting. Yeah. All right. All right. I think we're gonna wrap this up. I think I'm gonna pull one more of these cards. These beautiful Demon Tarot cards. I really like this deck. Oh, look, one just turned over. Sabbath. So I really feel as if you need to be around people who care about you and love you. Friends, family, and not just any friends or family, but the ones who really know you and see you. Maybe it was this person. Maybe you're missing that relationship with them. Or maybe you need to go and go out and party and have fun. Or maybe you just need to take a rest. Maybe you're not resting. So if we go back, because I don't know if you saw it. Oh, I sped right through it. But this is Four Swords reversed. Usually it's about resting and letting your gathering all the information from your intuition and your higher self and your subconscious and whatever, and gathering all that sword energy so you can use it later when you get up, right? Um, this is about the rest after the war, but it's reversed. So she's not resting. She doesn't have any of that. She can't pick up any of that. She's not actually, maybe it's not even a restful rest. Maybe it's a fitful rest. You see, she's resting on swords. One's going to her heart, one's going to her stomach, one's going to her head. Very reminiscent of this card over here. We were talking about this card over here, how the balance is not there. See, she's literally got swords pointing at her third eye, at her heart chakra, at her solar plexus chakra. right? So she has no willpower. Her thoughts are going to attack it if she even breathes wrong. And her negative thoughts are gonna attack her heart and what she wants, her emotions, and her thoughts are gonna attack what she sees. So she's not gonna see anything correctly. So maybe she actually needs that rest. Maybe she needs to just forget about it. Get up, go do something else, or find some way to get real rest because you're not resting right now. Okay? You're not resting right now. You can't manifest anything when you're not rested, when you're not at peace, when you don't feel as if you have the right tools. So I feel as if you just need to take it really easy on yourself. And this is your fears. This is what's getting in the way of the situation and what's getting in the way of manifesting what you want. All right? All right. Okay. So we're going to call that done. That is reading one. I'm glad you joined me. I'm glad you were here. Oh, we're going to leave the achievement there for the next one. And we're probably going to leave. Oh, we're going to leave these cards here so we don't repeat. All right, my darlings. Have a nice evening. Do with the information what you will, and I hope you join me again. All right, so pile two, ready for you. This is the planchet ear weight, and you have Beelzebub. He's really nice. He's really sweet. Lord of the Flies, very powerful chief of hell. He is powerful oracle. He can see everything, like a fly in a wall. But okay, we also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is dominating this reading. Ace of Pentacles, manifesting things in the real world, new beginnings, trying to get somewhere. All right, where are you trying to go? You are trying to see into the unknown. You are trying to see what you can't see. This is literally about he really wants to know things. He really wants to know everything. He needs to see where the situation's going. I feel like he's very, very intellectual. You're using your intellect. You're using your mind and your brain and thinking really hard. You want to know what you don't know. You want to know all that unknown. You don't want to go there without figuring it out. Very, 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 very masculine brain. Sorry, the masculine brain. I'm not saying you're a dude, but it's very much the way a dude thinks. Intellectual, logical. I need to think about this. I need to see where I'm going. And I'm not going to accept anything until I know what it is. Especially not something emotional. You're trying to give me something and I'm suspicious of you. I don't know what's going on. Uh, so you're very, very you're in this place where you're sort of rejecting what's being offered. And what's being offered seems too good to be true. Let's pull this card. Yeah, I mean, it's a spiritual offer. It's like it's a spiritual beginning. It's creation and creativity. I don't feel like it's creation or creativity. I feel like it's creating something. I think someone's trying to create something for you. Someone's trying to create something for you. Someone's trying to give you something. Someone's trying to start something for you. They're trying to do it for you. You don't want that. You don't trust it. You don't trust it at all. You're getting a lot of aces. There's 3 aces right here. Look at this. So, Ace of Swords. I feel like someone's trying to express an interest in you, and you're kind of dubious. You're dubious. Yeah. Someone's trying to start something with you. Maybe you have, maybe someone has given you a new idea. Maybe it was something as great as a paradigm shift, and you suddenly realized, oh my goodness, this thing actually is possible, and you don't know what to think about that. It could be something as simple as, oh, they gave you an idea. Eureka. But more, I really feel like this is something really big. This is something really radical for you. You never believed this was possible. It never even occurred to you. And then they gave you this idea, and you don't know what to do. So much new energy coming into your life, and you're afraid of the new. You're afraid you don't have what it takes. You don't know how. And you're also afraid you do have what it takes. You're afraid of your potential. You're afraid of your power and your capability. You're afraid that you actually can do this. You know. You know you can do this. You know you can do it. You know that you are quite capable of nurturing this energy, of bringing this into reality, of bringing this, of bringing yourself into this and making this part of you, of taking this as your identity and making it a really good part of you. It's going to be a really good part of you. It's going to be wonderful. Look at those 2 cards together. Look how amazing that is. You know you could do this. You know you could do this. But she pulled up a red flower and it's dripping blood. Maybe she doesn't want to do it. Or maybe she wants to do it too bad that she's trying to drain the life from it before it's even gotten off the ground. Maybe it's just one flower that came up and she decided to clip it and drink its blood. Sorry, that's what was coming to mind. Alright. So we have the 7 of Wands. Definite discord. I mean, you're taking a stand because there was something that you needed to take a stand against. Something happened and you needed to defend yourself. You needed to take a stand. You needed to say, hey, this is what's going on with me. This is where I am. And you have to respect that. You have to back off. You cannot offer me this because I don't know what you're offering. And you're thinking about this very intellectually. I don't know what this is. So you notice that you have all the aces except the Ace of Cups. I don't know what this is. I have to think about it. You know you could do it, but you don't know that you could do it. So this entire reading is about fear and what fear is impeding your progress in whatever you're trying to do. All right? And right now it's literally you're overthinking things. This whole card is about that. You're overthinking things. You're trying to know too much. You want to know everything before you get into it because that's where you're coming from. That's literally your MO. We have 3 of Cups reversed. This says moonlit wedding. It's reversed. So you have the moon here. And the moon, I believe the moon was here. And that was all about wanting to know what you don't know, wanting to know where the illusion is, wanting to know the unknown. This is about you don't know if you want to manifest this. You don't know if this is what you want. You don't know if you want to bring this into this world, into this reality, into. You don't know if you want this emotion. You don't know if you want to fall in love. You're too intellectual for that. You think things logically, and you're like, I don't know if I want to go into all that emotion. It seems like a lot of bother. And it's going to disrupt your life. It's going to disrupt what you're doing. It's going to disrupt where you are. It's going to disrupt how you see yourself. Yeah. It's going to disrupt a lot. All right. And you don't know if you're going to like what you create once you create it. So you're looking at this very logically, very intellectually, you're thinking things through. You're being a little bit too thoughtful. You're thinking a little bit too much. You're being a little bit too distant emotionally distant. So your emotions are distant from this. You're a little removed. Maybe you're cut off from your emotions. Maybe you can't feel them. And maybe it's not even in your choice to feel them emotionally. And I would assume that you need to. This is what you need to do. See? You need to feel your emotions. You need to drink from the cup. You need to be emotional with this situation, with this other person. If there's another person, I feel like there's another person. You need to be emotional with your other self. So you need to be in communion with you. So your intellectual, maybe she's being intellectual, I can't tell which one, but someone is offering you, I think he's offering you something. I think it's the masculine energy. You're being too much intellectual masculine energy inside. You're female, okay? I really feel like you're female, but you're thinking too much. Or maybe you're a dude and you're just thinking too much. I don't know, but I feel like the energies are balanced. So if you're in your intellectual mind, the other person's going to be in their emotional mind. Or maybe this is all of you, and you need to commune with yourself, which is everything, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, you're like, I'd rather go kill things. I'd rather start a war. I'd rather fight. I don't want to deal with emotion right now. If I'm gonna do anything with emotion, I'm gonna channel it into something physical. So you want to channel all your emotion into something physical. You want to fight a war. You want to be a little bit non-committal. You don't want to look at the situation. You just kind of want to ignore it. That's okay. So we're gonna pull from one of these decks. I'm gonna get into what you should do. Hopefully before my memory fills. If I have to disappear and restart. Alright, so advice for this person who's dealing with this fear. I don't really want to give you advice because I feel like all of this is advice. All of this is what you should be looking at. You're already doing what you should be doing. And this whole reading was about telling you what you don't know. Perseverance says the motive to keep going despite the odds. So I would persevere with your emotions. Persevere with getting in touch with you. Persevere in the direction that you know you should be going in. You know what direction you should be going in. This is death. Death reversed. I'm gonna call death reversed. Change in you, like change in your mindset, change in your thinking, very, very minor, very subtle shift in the way your thought processes are. Very subtle. So don't kill everything. Don't destroy everything with sudden upheaval. Just allow a subtle shift. Allow a subtle shift in your thinking, okay? Allow a subtle shift in your thinking. There's the moon again. And um, consider walking away from what doesn't serve you emotionally or what doesn't serve you intellectually, because I think that even though it's an emotional card, I think all of this stuff is intellectual emotions. Like you're looking at emotions, all these emotional things, very intellectually. You need to walk away from doing that. Walk away from looking at all these things so intellectually. Maybe try some. And I think you're going to get where you want to go if you do that. I think if you focus on feeling this new emotion, this new venture that you're so detached from, that you're looking at and studying and thinking, maybe I should go there, maybe I shouldn't. I don't even think you're thinking about it like that. I don't think you're thinking so dualistically. Should I or should I not? That seems very emotional. I think you're just looking at it and wanting to know more information about it so you can go there. All right, I'm going to call this done. All right, I'm going to call this done, my darlings. All right, so if you enjoyed this reading, I'm happy for you. Do with this information what you will. And thank you for watching my video and visiting my channel. I hope to see you again. Alright, so we're finished with that reading. We're going to move on to tile number 3. Thank you so much for joining me. I already said that, sorry. I apologize if you hear too much noise. If it's too much, I will try to filter it out in post. Alright, pile number 3. This is your reading. You chose the pretty lotus earrate. And what's dominating your reading, just a reminder, achievement. And we're looking at what fear is impeding my progress, what fear is the obstacle, what's getting in my way. So the dominant energy is something impeding your progress. Fear impeding progress with this achievement. So you have Ukobak. Okay, take care not so this is all about don't take other people for granted. He is a servant, he does a lot. Alright? So don't take people in the service industry for granted. Don't take people in your family, people around you who are close. Don't take people for granted. So maybe someone's taking you for granted. I feel like maybe someone's taking you for granted. You're feeling really broken hearted about that. You're feeling you're being taken advantage of. That's what you feel. That's what your worst fear is in the situation. You fear as if you're being taken advantage of. And you don't know what to do about the situation. You don't know if you should do something, if you should walk away. You're kind of indecisive. Maybe you're in resistance. You're in resistance because you feel as if you're being taken advantage of, or as if the situation is taking advantage of you. Maybe it's the situation, maybe it's not even a person. You can't go anywhere, you can't turn anywhere, you don't know where to go. There's no way out of the situation. So the situation is literally weighing on you. It's taking advantage of you. And it's requiring you to change who you are fundamentally. You're you're trapped inside yourself, being someone who you don't want to be. You can't express who you are. You're trapped in this internal place. Eight of Wands. You want to go somewhere. You want to do something. You want what you had. You're trying to you're trying to hold on to a certain memory, and it's not just memory, it's not just an image in your head, it's the state of being, it's the state you were when you were in this place. And it could be someplace really nice. For some of you, I feel like it's going to be a large portion of you is going to be someplace that you're thinking about is really, really nice and you want to go there. You want to go to this place, this happy memory, this happy time. For some of you, you're afraid to go somewhere because you're afraid it won't be happy. So, like, look at this as if there's a split right here. So there's like a half a portion of people who are reading this is gonna look at it like, oh, I'm remembering happy time. I really want to go there. Some people are, I don't want to go where there's no unhappy, where there's no happiness, where I'm gonna be unhappy. Six of Pentacles. And this says rush hour. Sorry, rush hour. So Six of Pentacles, you feel as if you have to give something in order to get something. And it means that someone is literally not giving you what you need unless you give to them. And I feel like you're giving and you're not actually getting anything. So you wish you were in a place where everyone was getting what they needed. But maybe this person who you feel is taking advantage of you, maybe it's a situation, maybe they're getting too much. Maybe you're giving double amount of what you should be giving. And you're really frustrated about it. You really feel as if it's really unfair. I don't remember if I pulled this reverse. And this is Four of Swords. I feel like you can't rest. Maybe you're maybe you're too up in the air. Maybe you're thinking too much, or maybe you're just doing too much. You're running around. You're doing too much for this person. Too much for the situation, and it doesn't have to be physically running around. Um, it could just be all the work you're doing on an internal level, on a spiritual level, trying to create. You're not really creating anything. You're just doing a lot of work. You're not actually creating anything. You're trying to do it because this person won't. King of Wands. Yeah. Someone's getting you to do the work for them. Someone is someone is getting you to be their little stooge. And and you're doing it. You're doing all this work for them. You're gonna end up creating this thing all by yourself, and they'll get the credit or they'll benefit from it in some way. Yeah, they're gonna, and maybe you're doing it for them. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's something that you can do, but you do feel as if you're underappreciated. You feel as if you're creating all this, and maybe it will lead to someplace happy. Maybe it's going to lead to someplace good. Maybe it's going to lead to someplace good for them or for both of you. But right now, you are overwhelmed. Too much. You're doing too much. You have too much um, momentum. Too much momentum. I feel like this is a momentum of worry just as much as a momentum of action and doing and getting things done. You're trying really hard to get all this work done. However, it's someone's not pulling their weight. Someone's not pulling their weight and it's dragging you down. Someone is not doing their work. It's this other person who you feel is taking advantage of you. Someone is not. Someone is making you juggle. Someone is making you take up. Well, think about think about the scales, I feel like your load is heavier. This says grandma's grimace. You know how grandmas are always running around? At least my grandma was always running around getting things done. She had lots and lots and lots of energy. And sometimes she felt really overworked because nobody would pick up the load. That's a lot of same information. Um, However, you don't have to do any of this, and you know it. You don't have to do any of this. All right? You don't have to do any of this. You can do whatever you want. You can be happy. You can just say, "Hey, this is not my job. This is not my job. I don't have to do all this work." See what you should do. I think you've concluded this. I think I'm telling you stuff you already know. So maybe this is just your fear. Maybe you're afraid that all this person is not gonna do any of the work, and maybe you're doing so much work. You got two. Sorry. Maybe you're doing so much work that you're not letting them do any of the work because you're so afraid they're not gonna do it. We got Mystic Star, Harmony in the Home, and Great Friendships. Good card for this. You need that. And this one came up reversed. I don't know if I read these in reverse, but well. Breaking bad habits, self-acceptance, excellence, excellent mental health, and letting go of vices. Came up reversed. I feel like that means something. When sigils are reversed, they do have a different energy. I feel like it means you need to be letting go of control. You're too controlling, not in a way as if you want to control other people because you're so evil and malicious. You could be. I don't know. I don't know you, but I feel like you're trying to control the situation to your detriment, not even to its detriment, because I think you would still get done. I think it's to your detriment, maybe the other person's detriment. You're letting yourself be taken advantage of. You're letting yourself do all the work. You're not saying, "Hey, you other person, pick up the slack." You got 3 6s in this, by the way, just letting you know. That's kind of cool. But I think that um, success on this one, fear's not holding you back as much as it was with the other two readings. In this one, your fear is that you're not going to get what you want, so you have to do all the work. You have to make it happen. You want this happy, happy relationship, this happy, happy thing. You're not letting the other person do the work, so you're doing it all, and you feel overworked, you feel overwrought, you feel taken advantage of. And guess what? You're really, really close to getting what you want, to getting the Sun card, but this card is saying, hey, you're just a step away because you're doing the wrong thing. You're putting in the wrong effort. Your effort's going in the wrong direction. Guess where your effort should be going? You need to turn around and look at you and say, hey, guess what? Calm down. You need to put effort into stop being so controlling and frantic because you're worried, because you're afraid. You need to turn all that on self-soothing. Really feel as if that's what you need to be doing. Let's see. Yeah, because you need to. You're afraid you're not gonna get what you want. You're afraid that your wishes won't come true. And so You're really, really, really overwhelmed by the situation, which is why you're doing so much. You're coming from a place of anxiety. You feel as if you lost something, or you're going to lose something. You're really, really afraid to lose something. So you end up manifesting the loss of it by doing so much and feeling so resentful that you feel so overwhelmed. You have to say, say la vie, let it go. So you're really, really afraid to lose this situation. I'm pulling in another card for you, by the way. Really afraid to lose this situation. It's perhaps your worst fear. You're also afraid to be used. You're afraid to be overworked. And you're afraid you have to lose the situation so you get what you need so you're not overworked. Advice for you. I would say stop doing all you're doing. I would say turn around and look at your fear. I would say this is Trinity 5, manifesting money and income. So change what you're doing. Focus on something else. Focus on what you can control. Focus on something physical in the real world, which is really grounding. So anything that's physically solid, money making is root chakra. So if you want to go focus on work, maybe you should do that. Focus on work. Focus on something you can physically affect in the real world because guess what? If you don't, you're gonna drive yourself so crazy. You're already driving yourself crazy, but it's just gonna get worse. You're gonna end up manifesting these fears. You're gonna end up losing this situation. You lose the entire situation. You'll lose the person. You'll lose a part of yourself. You're gonna be so exhausted. You're gonna be angry and resentful. You're already angry, are angry and resentful. We got another 5 here, by the way, dude. 5 of Cups. And instead of this, and I seriously feel as if I really feel as if you stop this morass of rumination. This sun card, this relationship, this thing is gonna turn around. I think you just need to take your mind off it. You understand? I really want to do another reading for you because your reading's not very long, but I don't want to make the other cards jealous. The other pick a pile jealous. Um, how about we do a overall reading? So I will put in the description that everyone gets another reading at the end to tune in for that. And it's a nice special reading. You guys are gonna be happy. Alright, because I really want to do a reading for you specifically. So we're just gonna add it to everybody so everybody gets it. Alright, so that's the cards for you. I'm going to put them away instead of read on top of them like I would normally. Because this is for everybody, but I want you to know specifically this is mostly for you. Okay? I feel very strongly that it's mostly for you. So, so this is kind of like a cross between Geomancy and charm reading. A lot of tarot channels these days are picking up charm readings. I think they're cute, right? But I really like Geomancy and I like to meld the two because then you get more information. So this is an overall reading for everyone. Everyone gets this reading. Um, so I'm really hopeful that you tuned into this last reading. Card 1, card 2, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. This is specifically for you because I felt like you needed more information. And so here we go. Remember, this is about fear. What fear is impeding your progress? What fear is getting in the way? What's stopping you from manifesting? What's getting in the way of this goal? Oh, dear goodness. Alright, let's see what we can see. Alright? And then, specifically, why are you afraid of what you want? You don't want to see something, that's for sure. Something you specifically don't want to see. You don't want to feel happy right now. You don't want abundance with someone because you can't see it happening. There's also something you're afraid of that you can't see. You're afraid that they don't like you. You're afraid that they don't like you. Maybe it's a situation. Maybe it's people and the situation doesn't like you. You're afraid that someone, probably romantic, doesn't like you. And so, because of this fear, I'm going to see if this is the right one. Woo. Because of this fear, you're not listening to your intuition, you're not listening to your higher self, you're not doing the work, which I'm talking about. Work on your shadow self, work on your pain, work on your negative instincts to self-sabotage. We've talked about that in some of these readings. I think that you have something really, really beautiful. Because I'm seeing, you see these three? These are black roses and they represent beauty. And they look like they're stars. So I feel like you have a whole bunch of really beautiful, dark, romantic potential in the situation, but it's remaining up in the up in the sky. It's where the stars are. It's maybe in the darkness of your subconscious. Maybe it's just too high for you to reach. Maybe it's too lofty a hope, and this one's left over here on its lonesome by itself. These three are almost in alignment. This one's over here. These are in alignment. This one's over here. This is healing. You're trying to heal commitment issues. Not commitment issues. You're trying to heal issues regarding hope, issues regarding um, love, female energy. You're trying to heal a whole bunch of um, tendencies regarding romance that tend to be um, dark female energy. So I'm not saying it's a female thing. I'm not saying it's a I'm saying, and I'm not even saying it's negative. I'm just saying that it's typical darkness that you find in female energy. Could be darkness of creation. I'm not necessarily saying. I think it's regarding. It's regarding speaking. It's regarding. Um, it's regarding thoughts. What you thinking. What you want to think. You're getting caught up, and you think that things can't happen. You're lost in negative thinking. We've said this before. Some of the readings got that. Maybe all the readings got that. You feel as if there's a whole bunch of stuff you don't know. I feel like it's a little bit more deep than that. I feel like you want to know on a spiritual level. You want to know more about yourself and about this situation, this connection. This situation, whatever you're dealing with, is giving you singular connection to who you really are, to your divine mind, to your divine self. It's giving you amazing insight into who you are and how beautiful you are and how to balance yourself and how to see yourself properly and how to heal lots of healing energy and how to change from who you were into who you're supposed to be. Definitely. Definitely. And you're afraid of this change. You don't want to change. You don't want to become this new person. You don't want to change the situation. The situation is demanding. You you have to fucking change. Do you understand? You have to change, or you're never gonna get anywhere. You won't achieve what you want. You won't get what you want. You're afraid to get what you want because you're afraid it means you have to change. You have to think differently. You have to think maybe more positively. Maybe you just have to think you have more potential than you think you do right now. Because the state you are in, you feel as if you don't have enough potential. You don't have what it takes. But guess what? You are exactly what the situation needs. You are perfect to this situation. If this is a job, you are the perfect person for this job. If this is a relationship, you are the perfect person to be in this relationship with this other person. You're exactly who they want. Maybe they're exactly who you want, but I feel like this is you. This is the you, childish, innocent. Innocence. Childish innocence, this is how I read this. Loving, generous, kind. It could be that they're like this too, because everyone's a man. So I think that they're also like this. And with the ring, rings often read like commitment to me, not always, but sometimes. Um, and I feel as if you listen to your inner child, to your childish self, to the self that knows more and is less jaded, because everyone who's an adult has grown up and endured pain and hardship and is really jaded, and that's where all this darkness comes from. Look at all this darkness. Look how this is all your darkness. All of this. That's how I read the black sand. It's all darkness. This is all your subconscious. And so all these charms popping up now. They're just giving us little insight into what's going on in there. So letters Z, F, X, M. I don't really give you another M or a W and a U and a Y. And I see, wow, all the letters coming up. N, another F, another Z. I tend to read the letters with whatever first word that pops into mind. So for some reason I feel like the X is a kiss today. I feel like this is talking about your relationship somehow. FXM, regarding specifically your connection, your relationship with this situation person. And over here, you have the end. Maybe you're fearful of the end. Guess what? Don't be fearful of the end. This person really likes you. You're gonna have to actually admit that they like you. You're actually gonna have to admit that they really like you. That this situation is really, that you're really perfect to this. You are germane to the situation. You understand? That you are exactly where you need to be. Stop fighting it. Okay? Stop fighting it, because guess what? Everything is perfect and wonderful. You're exactly where you need to be. Stop worrying so much. Stop having such thoughts, because guess what? Look under here. There you are. There you are. You were hiding. You were so hiding underneath your negative thoughts, hiding underneath your ability to manifest, hiding your potential, hiding underneath your fear of commitment, your fear of creating the things you wish, your fear of your inner depth, your fear of death. I feel like you're afraid that you're gonna die. And that's what it is. That's what this whole situation is about. This is the entire region is about. You are afraid to die. You're afraid of who you are. is, or have been up until this point, who you are right this second, who you are is going to die, and you have to become someone new. Maybe this relationship has to die, but I really feel like it's you. You gotta die. I'm gonna tell you that right now, and that'd be hilarious. I could put that in the beginning. Yeah, definitely. Look at this. In order to see things clearly, in order for it to work properly, in order for the spiritual death to occur, in order for you to open up and for you to see everything, you have to open your eyes. You have to open your eyes really, really wide and see. I'm gonna pull something else. I just want to see what you have to see. Hold on. What do you have to see? You have to see that you're being defensive. You have to see that you can defend yourself and it's okay. So you don't need to be worried in the future because you have all the tools you need to take care of yourself. You know how to take care of yourself. This is a Dalek. Daleks have everything inside. They have everything they need. They're really protected. They're this little squishy alien dude inside this awesome case that can't be broken into. And they kind of hate the world and the universe and everything that's not Dalek. But they know how to take care of themselves. So you know how to take care of yourselves. You know how to keep yourself calm. You know how to fucking fight, okay? You know how to take care of yourself. You don't have to worry about it. You even know how to be the right person for the situation. You know how to be in control. You know how you can commit to this because guess what? The, this situation is not about another person or another situation. It's about you. You're not committing to anyone else. You're not committing to something. You're committing to you. You're committing to you. This is what it's all about. This whole thing is about you're afraid to commit to yourself. You're afraid to commit to being who you are and loving yourself and the union of both sides of you. Yeah, there's nothing else to say now. You got it all. There's nothing else to say. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I really hope you liked this special reading at the end. Leave a comment. Let me know if you liked it, because I can do more. We could do pick a card with just this reading sometimes, or we can have this be something special. I really want you to think about your fears and what you learned today, and look into yourself and do with the information what you will. Take the knowledge and apply it. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Thank you for watching my first video, because technically this is my first video ever. And I really, really hope to see you again.